this is a 6x6 lace closure. You can also call it a mini frontal if you want, because it works fine as a mini frontal as well. So in this video, I'll be showing you how I made this. You can see the hairline, that is the widow's peak. And if you want to learn how to make this and you want something as beautiful as this, then don't blink, because I'm going to be showing you how I made this from the scratch. What's up guys? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a 6x6 lace closure, the widow's peak. So the first thing you want to do is to draw your blueprint and mark out your measurements. Okay, so we want to do a 6x6. So from here to here we have our 6 inches. And let's not forget that when you're trying to construct the closure and you hear 6x6, whatever number you hear first is usually the width. But luckily this is going to be a 6x6, so it's going to be like, we're going to have a square, right? So this is 6, this is another 6 inches. Now, the first thing you want to do now is to carve out your hairline. Okay, so we're going to leave 1 inch forward at the front. This is which is going to be our hairline, because the way we ventilate the hairline is usually different from the way we ventilate the body of the closure. Okay, so we're going to mark out our hairline. I'm going to use just 1 inch, so 1 inch is enough. So now this 1 inch that we have separated from the body, we're going to divide it into 2. That's going to be 0.5. This is 0.5. Don't worry, after, as we are ventilating, you will see the reason why we mark out this point. Now this is what we have. This is the point where we are going to construct our hairline. The next thing I want to do now is to take the measurements that we're going to use for our widow's peak. Now, if you don't want to make a widow's peak, you don't need to go into what I'm about to do now when you want to make your own. But if you want to make a widow's peak, or you want to carve out like any shape of hairline that you want for a 6x6 closure, this is what you will be doing. So the first thing you will do is to divide the 6 inches. You divide it into 2. When you divide your 6 inches into 2, 6 over 2 is going to give us 3, right? So we're going to divide this into 3. So this is 0.3. This is our midpoint, right? You know, you want to do that on this other half. This is 0.3. Now for each of this, so from here to here now we have 3 inches. From here to here we have 3 inches. Let me mark that out. So we have 3 inches here. And from here to here as well, we have our 3 inches. Stay with me. I'm going to get the reason behind this entire thing. So from here to here, so we have another 3 inches. Now, these 3 inches that we have here, we're going to divide it into 2 again. So if you divide your 3 by 2, you are going to have 1.5 inches, right? So from here now, when you're taking this, when you're trying to do this, make sure you're doing it on this other line, like this line that we used to divide the hairline into 2, so that it makes it easier for you when you want to draw the shape actually. So we're going to divide, we already have our 3 inches, so we're going to divide our 3 inches into 2, which is 1.5. This is 1.5. And here as well, we'll do the same thing here. Make sure you can see what you're doing clearly. Okay, then here you have another 1.5. Now the next thing you want to do is to create your shape. So you're going to have a wide middle, right? So we want a widow peak, right? So our widow peak is going to be like this. This is our 1.5, this is another 1.5, this is another 1.5, and this is our 3.0. This is the midpoint of the 6 inches. So what we're going to do now is to just connect this to this and this to this. Okay, we're connecting the 1.5s to the midpoint, to the 3 on top here. Now if you don't want this pointed parts, this pointed widow's peak effect, the shape you want, just draw it out, but just make sure you're getting your, the most important thing is for you to get your measurement accurately, so that you have, because what you have on this side should be what you will have on this side. Okay, so this is this. This is going to be our midpoint. You can see these are 3 inches, 1.5, 1.5. So this is the hairline that we'll be drawing. So as I'm ventilating, as we proceed into the video, you will see the way I will bring out the shape after I finish creating this closure. Now that we've created our hairline, of course our closure will not be in a square shape, right? It's going to have like a curve. So you're just going to use your hand to draft out the curve, or something that has a curved end. You can use anything that has a curved end to draft out your curve however you want it to be. Now this is mine. Mine is not perfect, but when I'm ventilating, I will know how to like go about it. Okay, so this is just to show you that you are not trying to create a square at the end here. So that's why I did this. So this is just supposed to serve as a guideline. Actually, this is not something I drew perfectly, but it's just to show me that I'm not creating a rectangle. Okay, so if you're very good at drawing, it might be more easier for you, but just understand the entire idea behind this. So this is what I'm going to use as my blueprint to ventilate the 6x6 closure. I have started ventilating the body of this lace closure, and as you can see, I am using the diagonal pattern of ventilation. And the method of ventilation I'm using here is the double split knot method of ventilation. If you don't know how to use this method of ventilation, check the channel. I have a detailed tutorial on this channel on how to do a double split knot method of ventilation. So basically what we are doing is you pick a line, and on that line that you're ventilating on, you are going to ventilate on one O, you skip the next O beside it. You ventilate on the next, you skip the one beside it. So you're just not ventilating on two O's that are beside each other. And when you're done with that line, you skip one line. The line beside the one you just ventilated, you skip it, then you go to another line. So you're ventilating on one line, you skip the next line, you go to the next one after that one. So you're leaving a line between each line that you're ventilating on. Okay, now I'm just using my scissors to cut the strands of hair from the weft. So after you cut that, the next thing you want to do is to comb it out to remove the short hairs in between. Okay, and after you do that, you just do your turnover. The turnover is just you bending about 2 to 3 inches of the hair you are working with. Okay, so I'll just keep ventilating the body. You can see I did not ventilate the hairline. So you just keep using your diagonal pattern of ventilation on the body till you are done with the body. As you can see, I am done ventilating the body of this lace closure. The remaining thing now is to ventilate the hairline. To ventilate the hairline, I'm just going to keep following the diagonal pattern of ventilation, and I'll pick just 1 to 2 strands in the first half. You know, I have to do the first half before I do the other half, and I'm just going to be ventilating within that curve that I have created. Okay, so the hairline, the widow's peak shape that I drafted out, I'm not going to step out of it. I'm not going to go out of it. I'm just going to ventilate within that region. And within this first half of the hairline, I'm just going to pick 1 to 2 strands of hair. I'm done with the first half of the hairline now, and it's remaining this other half. So basically what I'm going to do now is to keep following this shape that I have carved out. Okay, I like to start from the right hand side. It makes it more convenient for me that way. So here now, you're just going to pick just 1 strand. The first half we did, you can pick 1 to 2 strands depending on you, but for this part, this last half of the hairline, it is very compulsory that you pick just 1. Now I am done ventilating, and this is the final result. You can see how nice it looks and how neatly done the hairline is. Just look at it. So I'll remove it from the paper now, so you can see what it looks like without the paper underneath. So if you want to make your own 6x6 lace closure, just make sure that you follow everything I explained in this video, and you will get a very good result too. So if you look at this now, this is a free part 6x6 closure. It's a free part. You can part it in the middle, you can part it halfway. You can see how neat it is. You can part it halfway. You can part it on the other side too. You can see. You can also do a C-cut. So this kind of closure now serves as it can work as a mini frontal. You can do a C-cut with a 6x6 closure as well. So if you have a customer or you're somebody who doesn't like frontal, maybe because you don't want to install and all of those things, a 6x6 closure can be your go-to. Actually, it works as well, just that it doesn't extend to your ears. Like, it doesn't cover the entire front of your hairline. It doesn't cover your entire hairline. Okay, so it's a very good one to opt for if you are not a fan of frontal installation. Let me remove it now from this, and so that you can see what it looks like without the paper. Now look at this 6x6 closure I just made. If you look closely, you can see this is the weft I made this closure from. And if you look at the length of this weft, you can see that this is about 21 inches, right? And the closure I eventually made from it is 19 inches. This is because of the turnover. The turnover, by turnover, I mean when we bend the hair to ventilate. When you take your hair and you bend like this to ventilate, that is the turnover. So what I did when I was ventilating this was to make sure that I didn't bend too much. I didn't bend a lot of the hair. I didn't turn over a lot of the hair. So what I did was to make sure that when I was trying to do the turnover, I didn't do too much. You get, I just turned a bit so that I was able to let's say I just used 2 inches as the turnover, right? Because I needed to retain as much length as I could. Okay, so if you are trying to retain your length, make sure you're not turning over too much. Okay, and if you know that you don't mind, you can, but it's just always advisable, like you don't do more than 3 inches of turnover, so you can have enough of the length, you can retain enough length. So that is why when you ventilate your hair, you send your hair to a hair ventilator, you don't get the exact hair length that you gave your hair ventilator. So now it now depends on the person to make sure that they are not turning over too much, to retain as much length as they can. Okay, so that is what I thought to point out to you. Now this is our 6x6 closure without the paper underneath. You can see this, see our widow peak, you can see the hairline I drew, right? So that is how you construct your 6x6 closure. And if you don't want a widow peak, or you don't want any curve at your hairline, you can just follow the straight line on your blueprint instead of just trying to draft out this hairline. Okay, and when you're done making your closure, if it is a straight one, make sure you use your straightener to straighten it. Okay, so when you just section it bit by bit and you straighten it, it also helps to seal your knots properly. Okay, so this is the beauty of it. And if you look closely here, you can see that the T-pins actually created like O's on this, you see. So when you're working with your own, when you're working on your own, you might not want to use a T-pin, because, but the beautiful thing is that I didn't put it on any part of any area where I ventilated on. All this extra lace will be cut off at the end of the day, right? So the beautiful thing is that I did not put the pin, because T-pin, when you're combing, the thing is not like, it's not exactly the T-pin that rips the lace. It is when you're trying to comb, when you are ventilating, maybe you are ventilating on your lace and you decide to comb what you ventilated. So if you are not careful, if the hair tangles, the T-pin can actually, this part of the T-pin, this part can rip the lace. So you might want to opt for other kinds of pins. And if you know you like using the T-pins like this, just make sure you're not putting it on the spot you want to ventilate on, just to avoid any form of accidents, any unforeseen circumstance you get. So this is the beautiful result we have now. So if you have any question, let me know, and I will see you in the next video.